Hello there, thanks for joining me. In this video I'd just like to talk about the comparisons between the XP Deus and the ORX. On the surface they look exactly the same, but behind the scenes there's quite a few differences. I'm going to be using the HF coil with the ORX, and I'm going to be using the X35 coil with the XP Deus. So you'll notice on the menus the frequencies are slightly different. But if you want to know a little bit more about XP coils and how they're compatible with each other, I've got a nice little video on that. The question that is always asked is the Deus deeper than the ORX? Well, they've both got exactly the same power. However, the Deus has got more menus and features, so you can tweak it a little bit more to your site conditions. The ORX and the Deus use slightly different stems. The ORX uses the very latest one-piece ABS stem. The Deus uses the traditional stem with the rubber grip and the removable arm cup. But what I find these days, I use the ORX stem even with my XP Deus because this is slightly lighter. Both units use the same cam locks, lower stems, middle stems and upper stems. So let's get started. As you'll see there, we've got the XP Deus and the ORX. Program number 1 on your ORX is the Gold program. Deus is Basic 1. Let's move on. Program number 2 on the ORX is Fine Gold. Deus is Gold Max Power. Program number 3, Coin Fast ORX. Deus Fast on the Deus. So these programs almost mimic each other. And go forward one more, and the 4th program is Deep on the ORX and Pitch on the XP Deus. Well, that's the 4 programs on the ORX, but the Deus has got a little bit more to offer. Let's go to number 5, G Max. Number 6, Deep. Number 7, Wet Beach. Number 8, Dry Beach. Number 9, the good old Hot program. Number 10, Goldfield. So as you see there, the ORX has got 2 gold programs, the Deus has got 1 gold program. Now the ORX has got 2 user programs, the Deus has got 8, and this means if you do a custom program, you've got 2 empty slots to save in on the ORX or 8 on the XP Deus. So as you can see there, the custom programs on the Deus are really popular. We've got the Evo program, the Sonar program, the Ultimate program. There's plenty of programs out there on the internet, and you can have a mix and match and see what one suits you. So that's the factory preset programs and the custom user programs on both machines. Let's compare the menus and features. I'm going to start off on Coin Fast on the ORX, Deus Fast on the Deus, just to give them a bit of a level playing field. Now on the ORX, the discrimination jumps in 0.5 increments, whereas the Deus it's 0.1. So the Deus gives you a much finer tuning of the discrimination. And also you'll notice there the Deus has got an expert mode, bottom left. Now this is where the Deus really starts to gain its legs. Now if you hit the expert mode, you've got a wide range of tone choices. 2 tones, 3 tones, 4 tones, 5 tones, 4 tones and pitch. Now there's an expert menu again, so if we hit the expert menu again, now we can adjust the tone pitch or the tone break. So as you can see there, there's such a wide range of options with the Deus regarding tones. The ORX uses a 3-tone audio, exactly the same as some of the Deus factory preset programs such as Gold Max Power, Deus Fast and a few others. Right, let's get out of the tone menu then. We're back to the discrimination menu. Let's drop down one. Sensitivity. The XP Deus and the ORX have exactly the same range of sensitivity settings, 0 to 99. And as you'll see, just below the sensitivity screen, bottom left of the corner, you'll see an expert menu, and that takes you to the TX power feature, 1 to 3, and that gives your machine a little bit of a boost. Now the TX power is only available with the X35 coils, the HF coils don't need it. Frequency. Exactly the same frequencies depending on what coils you use, X35 or HF. So both machines have the same options of using the different coils and frequencies. However, using the Deus with the X35 coil, you've got a 4 kHz boost mode, just to give you that little bit extra punch. Moving down from frequencies, iron volume. The ORX has got iron volume on or off. The Deus has got 5 levels of iron volume. When you're using 2-tone, 3-tone, 4-tone or 5-tone audio, you'll have an iron level, which is an iron buzz. You can adjust how loud the iron buzz is by simply adjusting the iron volume, whereas the ORX, it's on or off. Let's go down to reactivity now. 1 to 3 on the ORX, 1 to 5 on the XP Deus. Now the reactivity is the speed in which the machine works. A higher reactivity is better when you've got lots of targets close together. Still in the reactivity mode, you'll see on the Deus there, the expert mode on the left. Now hit the expert mode, you go into the silencer menu, which goes from -1 to 4. The silencer is kind of like a secondary iron filter. You can kind of filter out how your machine reacts amongst iron. -1 on the Deus, which is pretty much switched off, and then it goes up to 4, which uses a moderate amount of iron filtering. Let's go down one more, and we're back to disc on the ORX, but the XP Deus is still going. Going down, audio response. Now this is one of my favorite settings because it can give you an audio perception of depth. For example, audio response at 1, deep targets will sound very, very quiet, whereas shallow targets will sound loud. At maximum, an audio response of 7, the deep targets will have the same audio intensity as the shallow targets. So that's audio response. Once again, lots of videos on that. The audio response has got its own expert menu. So hit the expert menu, and that goes into the audio overload menu, and that goes from 0 to 2. All that does is give you a different audio sound on targets that overload the coil, such as really big iron or really big non-ferrous targets. That's all it does. It doesn't do much. Notch. Now notch is a particularly good feature if you're searching parks and you want to eliminate a certain target, for example a ring pull or foil or something like that. You can set up your own custom discrimination pattern with the notch windows. And we're back to discrimination again. Well, I think that's it for part 1. I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into the XP Deus and ORX menus. As you can see, they can both be switch on and go machines, but they can both be adjusted to suit your site conditions. In part 2, we're going to be talking about the options menu, the graphic screens, the ground balance menu, and a few other little bits. So why not join me in part 2? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the XP newsletter.